to another edition of Flea Market Fantasy, the world's second greatest Bronze Age era comic book podcast. Joining me as always is new Michael, Kevin, Jank.
I'm here, Mike Dell, but I demand you call me by my real name, Jank Jankford.
Yes, because there's a character in this book called Bash Bashford,
Yeah.
but uh, but I think his real name is actually Bradley Bashford, so Bash is like a nickname, Bash Bashford. But
That's weird to then call him Bash Bashford, though. Like,
yeah,
they don't
I
call him
know.
Gronkowski.
Maybe they should. But yes, today to help celebrate the Christmas season, we are reading New Adventures of Superboy issue 39 from 1983, in which Superboy visits an Earth where Christmas does not exist.
Yeah. What a bummer.
Yeah.
But they do have Hanukkah.
But there's a lot to a lot left unanswered
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
story.
this book raised a lot of questions.
I don't know. The whys in this story are kind of missing. Like, why
Oh
is this?
boy. Yeah, this
Oh,
this this was a thing. This was like a first draft that nobody ever went back and decided to add the things that make it a story.
uh, yeah, I found this on because I was searching for Christmas comic book issues, and this
Sure.
was written by Paul Kupperberg, and he has a website. I guess I don't know how old this
Oh.
website, but he listed his 10 favorite Christmas comic books, and he included this on the list because he wrote it. And he goes, "Oh, this
Oh,
is
of
one of my
course.
favorites."
Yeah, self-serving.
And so I was like, "All right, let's give this a whirl." But yeah, it's interesting. All right, so before we get into Superboy, let's remind everybody if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. I think we're up to 438 subscribers, so I think we picked up two more.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. I
Slowly
mean,
but
a very
surely.
nice Christmas present for us would be if you got us up to 500 so we could do Dark Knight month and read the
Yes.
whole Dark Knight Returns saga.
Well, yeah, it may not be a month. Remember, we might just do it all in one week. Like do it all because I don't know if I can commit a month to this. But
Oh.
it's not Shocktober, you know. You don't want to put it on the same level as Shocktober. But yeah,
It's better than Shocktober.
if we get to 500 subscribers, Jank is making me read The Dark Knight. So.
Hmm.
Also have a book out there called Monkey Flip about a chimp detective. All right, so Superboy. I was always confused by Superboy. I was like, what's the deal with Superboy? Is he Superman's baby? Is he Superman's cousin? I have no idea. No, but apparently,
Yeah, there's different versions, I guess. This
yeah,
version is just Superman in his high school years. The
correct. Yeah.
Smallville
Yes.
Clark Kent.
Yes, the Smallville version of Superman. So,
Yeah.
Superboy,
Which
his
really
first,
raises so many questions. If he was appearing in Smallville as Superboy and then went to Metropolis and there was a Superman who looked exactly the
yes.
same, like, wouldn't people start putting things together like, hey, Clark went
Well,
from Smallville to Metropolis and looks
I'll be
exactly like
honest.
him?
Yeah, these people aren't exactly the brightest. I mean,
Yeah.
he puts glasses on, they can't recognize him. So,
Bash Bashford can't even recognize himself with a
yes,
gas mask on.
that was amazing. So anyway, Superboy first appearance, More Fun Comics, issue 101, 1945, created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. And incredibly, Superboy was the second most popular hero during the Silver Age, behind
Oh.
Superman. So how about that?
Okay. He's got a real monopoly going. I wonder if they were
Yeah.
trying to work on like fetal super kid, like
Well,
super fetus, just to keep it going.
interesting. There was a super baby in several issues. So, but he started in More Fun Comics, and then he moved to Action Comics in 1946, beginning with issue 103, and he remained the headliner there for 200 issues. How about that?
Wow.
During that run, they introduced the Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah,
So
that's
then
right.
we've still never done the Legion of Superheroes book on the show.
Really? I thought Mike L picked those. I thought that was one of his
Nope.
favorites.
I know he never got around to it though.
Oh.
And I never picked it because it just sounds terrible.
Well,
But,
we'll have to do that at some point.
so then Superboy got his own solo series in 1949. So he was running concurrently in his own series and in Action Comics. And the solo
Holy hell.
series ran until 1976, and that's when the series became Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes. But Superboy left the book with issue 259, and then that series continued as just the Legion of Superheroes for about another 100 issues or so. I don't know. And
Mm.
then today we're reading Superboy Volume 2 and this New Adventures of Superboy. And it was from 1980 to 1984, and that ran 54 issues. And the backup stories in this here issue this week we're doing eight Dow H for Hero is the
Yeah.
backup story.
Oh boy. So many more questions about that story.
But the backup stories throughout the run included first it was Superboy's secret diary.
Oh, that sounds
Salacious. I don't
yeah.
know.
Dear
Provocative.
diary, I whacked it off in the barn and blew a hole in the roof again.
And there are also strange encounters of the first time. And these are stories where Superboy meets famous characters from across the DC universe.
Mm,
And then there was a backup story for Crypto the Superdog.
nice. Nice. Gotta give him
And
his own stories.
then there's a story or two about Clark Kent as Super Baby. Super Baby. And
But he
then
was
Dow
like,
H
that's
for
when he was
Hero.
transformed like into a baby because of some bullshit, right? Not like actually like when he
I have
was first came to Earth, like he was
I honestly
on
don't know.
adventures.
I think I think it may be when he was just a baby, like Ma and
Oh
Pa Kent.
no.
I
Just a
don't
lot of
know.
him picking up tractors or something like that.
Yes. Yeah. Uh, and then yeah, Dow H for Hero then closed it out. And the creators for this issue are Paul Kupperberg. As I mentioned, we've talked about him on the show many times. He did issues
Hmm.
36 through 50, and then 52 to 54. And Kurt Schaffenberger is the artist. We've talked about him before. I don't know if you remember. I believe we did.
Hmm.
Does that name ring any bells
The
to
name
you?
doesn't sound very familiar to me,
I
but
believe he did that issue of Shazam that we
oh, okay. That
but
was a good one.
he was born in 1920 in Germany. He died in 2002, but he came to the U.S. when he was 7, and he had 564 penciling credits at DC, so that's a ton, including Action Comics, Shazam, the Marvel Family, Captain Marvel Jr., Superman, and Superman Family. And he did the first 54 issues of New Adventures of Superboy, which I believe was the entire run. Yes, it was. So he did every issue.
Wow.
How
Didn't take a break. Good for him.
about that? But I mentioned Superboy was the second most popular book in the Silver Age there behind Superman. And when he had his own series and he was appearing in Action Comics, he was moving 1 million copies a month between those
Oh
two.
my God.
Could you imagine?
Wow. I guess it makes sense now why he was like the first superhero movie. Like he really was the biggest thing going.
And also he's given credit for creating the prequel. Like before Superboy,
Hmm.
that really wasn't a storytelling thing,
Yeah.
but yeah, he went back to give the preceding origin of Superman. So yeah, he basically popularized the prequel. So how
Huh.
about that?
I'm gonna blame Anakin not liking
Yeah,
sand on him then.
that's right. So now we'll get into Dial H for Hero when we get there, because man, there's a lot of stuff to talk about there.
Yeah.
Um, so any other thoughts on the Superboy there, Jake?
I guess we should mention that in the 90s, after Superman died, there was a new Superboy
Oh, yes.
uh, who wore a cool leather jacket and had like an earring and stuff like that because he was super 90s. This one was a
Yeah,
teenage clone of Superman. I believe I ended up going
yeah.
by Connor Kent.
I hated that guy. Because I did get a couple of those issues, like because when Doomsday killed Superman, that was like a big deal, you know.
Yeah, sure was. They were selling the hell out of that.
So I did pick up a couple of those books in the aftermath, and I did see that Superboy guy, and I did not like him because then they had like
He
didn't
did
they have
mellow
like
out, I think. I think he was really a jerk at first and like didn't care about saving people at all. But I think he, he learned his lesson.
Didn't they have like what, three Supermen, or was it
There was
four?
four, yeah. There was Steel,
Yeah,
the
the
old
big
Shaquille
iron.
O'Neal there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, and then there was the cyborg Superman, who kind of looked like Superman, but he was a part robot.
Okay. Okay. I do remember this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then there was the Eradicator, who was like he wore like a cool, sleek new costume, and he was wearing like shades, like fancy shades, like Cyclops or something like that.
Don't remember him at all.
Yeah.
That's odd. Did you really like? Were you reading Superman then, or did you care?
No, I do remember hearing all about that. And I did when I was a kid. I had this like I forget what it was called. Maybe Doom. I mean, it was just called Superman Doomsday, but it was like a book, like an actual novelization of the storyline. So I kind of picked it up from there.
Yeah, I looked up this Superman Eradicator guy. I have no recollection of this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
think
just
he ended up
Superman
being
with
like some
glasses.
kind of Kryptonian robot or something like that, or
Wow,
construct that
they're
came
leaning
from the
heavily into the robots.
yeah,
The
a
cyborg.
lot of robots, clones, and dudes who are wearing
Yeah.
metal, if not made of metal.
All right, so let's talk some Superboy. Why don't you describe the cover for us? This is by Gil Kane.
Okay, so we just got the little DC corner circle up there, nothing too fancy. It says the new adventures of Superboy, and Superboy's kind of in an arcing font there. Not the greatest logo, I would say. It's pretty cheap. Um,
Pretty cheap.
then we get a little scroll there. It says "A world without Christmas," and we see a small town. I guess you could say it. Spoiler alert: it's Smallville. And this is the alternate Earth where they have no Christmas, and Superboy is flying around. He's carrying a wreath, but everyone else is just like chucking snowballs at him, I guess,
Yeah.
wearing gas masks. So, what kind of hell dimension is this?
Yes.
And there's a little in the UPC box. It says DC, where the action is. Yeah, if you like snowball throwing,
Yeah.
this is your jam. And then there's a little circle there that says plus a new Dial H for Hero adventure, which I'm sure is why everyone bought this.
Yes. I'm going to go on a limb and say they weren't moving a million copies of this a month.
I hope
Boy,
not.
and oh, H for Hero. I always enjoy a good Gil Kane cover. So, and anytime Superboy slash Superman gets hit in the head with a snowball, I'm a fan.
You just better be lucky, be glad that those snowballs weren't thrown by people with four thumbs.
That's that's, that's the joke. It's a tie into one of our old what was that, the Phantom quarterback issue? And
Yeah, but it
then the
was the
next
tease for
issue.
the next issue. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, menace of people with four thumbs. All right, so we open it up and we get a splash page. Again, DC always did the thing where they would give you a preview of the book on the
Yeah.
splash page.
I don't usually like it. I mean, maybe once in a while it worked out, but for the most part, it's just kind of like, why are you tipping your hat? Like, we got the
Yes.
cover already. We kind of know where the story's headed anyway. You don't need to then put a hat on a hat and just tell us even more.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of people. It's basically the cover, another version of the cover, but Superboy's protecting Bash Bashford,
Yeah, they don't have
who,
snowballs this time because now they got axes and baseball
yeah,
bats and a shotgun, and one guy's throwing a brick.
like laser guns of some sort.
Yeah. Might be one of those tickle guns that they had in Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Yeah, Bash Bashford. He's kind of like, I got the impression he's like Superboy's Flash Thompson a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, very much
You
so.
know?
They're
But
kind of like
he's a white,
frenemies.
yeah, he's a white kid with like a blonde crew cut. Um, it's a very distinctive haircut.
Yeah.
So
Do
it's
you
even
think he would
crazier.
notice when he
Yeah.
sees it? It's not like this version of him is, shaggy and long haired and unkempt. Nope, same dude, same haircut.
Yeah. And again, a world without Christmas. Like, I don't know, should I read all this? There's a bunch down. I'll just read the
Yeah,
bottom
not
one.
really.
Suppose December 25th, for instance, were no different or more significant than any other day of the year. And the very thing that made that particular day special didn't exist. Suppose, like Superboy, you found yourself on A World Without Christmas. Dun, dun, dun. And Christmas Eve in Smallville on the next page. Earth One. Yeah, this was back when they had multiple Earths. Earth One.
Yeah. Yeah, this is pre-crisis.
Oh, apparently Bash Bashford got destroyed in the crisis. Like,
Oh, really?
I don't think he existed after the crisis.
Superman made sure of it. He's like, let me just, move some things around here. No Bash Bashford this time.
Let's get rid of this clown. A strange, peaceful silence seems to hang over this town, broken only by the muffled tones of reverie, like those from the Kent home at 321 Maple Street. I thought they just
Ooh,
lived out in the middle of nowhere on a farm.
yeah.
Maple
I
Street.
guess you got to get mail somehow.
So inside we see Clark and his girl pal Lana Lang
Yeah.
and Ma and Pa Kent, and then another blonde-haired
And
kid.
then Archie, I don't know.
No, that's Pete. That's his
Oh,
buddy
hey, Pete
Pete.
Ross, Pete the Boss Ross.
Oh, you know that guy?
Sure. He was a character on Smallville, except they
Oh,
changed
okay.
him on there. He was like a black fella.
Oh, there you go,
I think
Pete.
later on in the comics, though, he ends up marrying Lana Lang, and I think he was Lex Luthor's vice president, I believe, when Luthor became president.
Yeah, they could have definitely used a different kind of kid here because he looks like he got two Bash Bashfords, the blonde hair
Yeah,
and yeah.
which we should say Bash Bashford there is sitting there in a chair, kind of looking like I used to when we used to go to the movies and like I really had to take a dump, but I didn't want to leave, and I was just like trying to white knuckle it. That's kind of the look I had, that Bash Bashford has here.
Were you also wearing a white cardigan with a black butterfly collar shirt?
You know
Because
it. I don't leave home without
that's what he's doing. But they're all singing Christmas carols. All is calm, all is bright. Da, da, da. But Bash Bashford is not enjoying it. And Lana's like,
No.
hey, what do you think's wrong with Bash Bashford? Huh? Uh,
Why did we
and,
even invite him when he's not friends
yes,
with us?
and Clark Kent's like, I wish I knew, Lana. Bash has been sulking around the house ever since he came to spend the holidays with us when his parents had to go out of town suddenly. That's, that's how you do exposition. No,
Yep.
no. I'll bet he misses his family. It must be terrible being separated from them on Christmas. Maybe, but I get the feeling there's more than that getting him down. So Lana goes over to cheer him up and she busts out the mistletoe and she's like, here, mistletoe's
Yeah.
over my head. You know what that means?
Wow. I wonder if her
And
and Clark are together at this point because
yeah.
she's really trying to
So,
make a chump out of him.
so what does Bash do to the mistletoe, Jack?
Well, he takes it from her hand and just snaps it in half. Like, this is what I think of your mistletoe. Snap. And
Yeah.
then he goes on a whole Mike Dell-esque rant about why Christmas is terrible. He tries to ruin everything.
Oh,
He's like,
he's,
for a high school kid, he's really just cynical and hates everything. He's
let
like,
me,
man, Christmas is so commercial.
it's just a form of Saturn worship. And I will not go into this.
Yeah.
Yeah. He starts saying,
Don't you know we're all living in a simulation anyway?
but he hates Christmas because it's too plastic and too fake for him.
Yeah. He's not gonna
So,
like Andy Sedaris movies. A
but
lot of plastic and fakeness going on in there.
so it's not that he hates Christmas. He loves Christmas so much. He
Yeah.
hates the distortion of Christmas.
He's
He,
kind of like that guy in Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas, the guy who just stormed off and was sitting in the car
yes,
the whole time.
yes. And then Kirk Cameron comes in and says, "No, commercialism is awesome."
Now
So,
watch white people do hip hop dancing.
yeah, so right away the motivation here, I think the implication is he's sad because his parents left him alone on Christmas.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
we
he's
never
just
really
kind
get
of
that driven
projecting.
home at any point. We never
No,
really.
really don't. He never
So we
comes to
really
that
have
realization. Like, it doesn't have a breakthrough
no.
or anything. Like, no.
And it's not that he, again, it's not that he hates Christmas. He just hates like the inauthentic nature of the modern Christmas or something. But
Yeah,
it seems like a
Clearly an old
weird.
soul. He's like, ah, kids these days, they don't know nothing about Christmas. Like you're 16.
Yeah. I just think it would have been better if he was railing against Christmas in general, as opposed
Yeah.
to the commercialism of Christmas. Like if he just said, "Ah, Christmas is all hokey, it's stupid," I hate it. But
Yep.
yeah, so the motivation here is muddled at best.
Not off to a great start.
No. So Bash Bashford grabs his coat and he's like, "Ah, I just want to be alone." And he storms up, and of course Clark says, "Hey, Pa, I'm gonna go look for him." You know. And Pa Kent says, "Good idea, Clark. Christmas Eve is no time for anyone that's miserable to be alone." And of
Yeah.
course not. That's really for
Never happens.
Christmas, not Christmas
Yeah.
Eve. So Clark turns into Superboy and he's flying around and he sees
Yeah, 'cause
Bash
he's like, he
Bash.
doesn't want to see Clark. He's not going to want to talk to me. So maybe he'll talk to Superboy.
Superboy just hangs out with the kids at school, just like Clark.
Yeah. He's just always in the locker room,
Hey, fellow kids,
fully
what's going
dressed.
on? He finds Bash Bashford standing on a snowy hill overlooking Smallville. And, he's just pondering the true meaning of Christmas. I don't know what he's doing. And
Yeah, he's
Super,
like, oh, I think he brings up Vietnam. Like, oh, these people are dying in Vietnam. How are we supposed to celebrate
uh,
Christmas?
yeah, he's like, how am I supposed to believe that bull? Look around you. People are killing each other like crazy over in Vietnam. Even the fact this crummy world needs someone like you, because crime's running rampant. Doesn't that tell you something? And Superboy's like, oh, I don't know, man. That's deep. No, he doesn't say that at all.
Oh boy.
He says, nobody ever promised us the world would be perfect, Bash. Sure, things aren't exactly the way we'd like them to be, but did you ever consider what it'd be like? At least some of us didn't have the spirit we celebrate on Christmas.
Yeah.
Bash says, no different. At least there wouldn't be so much hypocrisy in the world. Oh, that's the worst part. The hypocrisy.
Yep.
Sounds like Norm Macdonald always pointed out. The worst part is the hypocrisy. So that's what Bash is really upset about. So
Oh, Bash.
Super Superboy takes off his cape and says, "Here, climb inside my cape, Bash."
Yeah, he basically rolls him up in a carpet and throws him off a bridge. But he rolls him up in his cape so he can't probably breathe because his cape is like invulnerable, right? He even mentions like, "Oh,
Yes.
my cape's invulnerable," so I'm sure no air's not passing through it.
I guess that's why he does it, so he can fly at full speed with Bash wrapped in the cape, like it protects him or something, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Too
it
bad
looks
that's
like
not going to protect him from the earth where the air is poison that you're taking him to.
Yeah, so Superboy, he can somehow fly. I guess he has adventures with the Legion of Superheroes at this time. So, and they're in the future, right? He goes to the future to be with them. So
Yeah.
he like flies at a speed that vibrates his body to a certain frequency that he can change dimensions.
Yeah. This is a weird time for Superman. They just throwing
Yeah,
anything at the wall. What can't he do?
yeah, exactly. I hate it. I hate it
Yeah.
so much.
And
I
I don't
just
even
like
know how
old.
he could know. I could understand, okay, I'll buy the fact that he could vibrate into another dimension. I'll give it that. That's a stretch, but I'll do it. But how would he know this is the Earth that doesn't have Christmas?
Yes.
How would you just does he have an encyclopedia of these things? Like
I need to vibrate my left toe at this frequency to get to that world
yeah.
that doesn't have Christmas. It's,
I gotta
but
get to the number 1074. That's the Christmas world. Like how would you know?
uh, again, my favorite Superman is just the George Reeve old 1950s TV show where he's just punching gangsters. That's my favorite Superman. Just beating up gangsters.
That to
That's
me
the
is a
best.
little too lame, but there's a happy medium.
Mm. So he unwraps a Bash from his cape. He's like a little burrito. He was all tied up in his cape.
Yeah, really
And,
is.
and they're looking over that. They're at the same hill, but now they're overlooking Smallville, and it's a wreck. It is just not looking good.
Everything is burned out. Like there's not a single window that's not smashed.
Yeah. Where do these people live? Because there's still people running through Smallville. Like,
Yeah,
uh, I
yeah,
think
I
they
don't
would
know.
have to live someplace with a window with glass. I don't know if it's.
Well, they make it seem
So,
like this is the entire world. Just no one has glass left anymore because everyone's just robbing each other day and night.
and Superboy's like, well, Bash, what do you say now? Still think Christmas doesn't make any difference? Look at all those broken windows and overturned mailboxes. That's what Christmas keeps us from. And
Yeah.
uh and Bash
Bash
is
is
like,
like,
oh
ah, you
wow,
could be just show me some old ghost town. This doesn't prove
yeah,
anything.
exactly. Bash is hip to your mind games, Superboy. So Superboy flies them into town. They're walking around the streets, and Bash, they see somebody walking around the corner there, and he's like, "Hey, hold it, you! I want to talk to you." And Bash goes running off after the guy, and the guy's running from Bash, and Superboy's like, "Bash, be careful, Bash," you know. And uh, and Bash just hits him with the spear in the back like Roman Reigns, bang. He's like, "I said, hold it," and he tackles the guy, and he picks him up. And he's like, "Hey, that's better, chum. What are you so scared of anyway?" "Oh, I don't know. Maybe you're going to tackle me." Like maybe that's what I was scared of.
Maybe I had
Exactly
a
what
good
you just
reason.
did.
Yeah.
He's like, "No, look, I'm not going to hurt you." And the guy he picks up, he's like, "Oh, please, please, I didn't mean to be outside. Just don't know it's you, Mr. Bashford." And he's like,
Yeah.
"You know
Mr.
me?"
Bashford.
And Superboy comes running in, and Bash Bashford he takes off the kid's gas mask, and it's Clark Kent.
Yeah. This makes no sense.
Yeah, it's,
Because he clearly does not seem to have powers unless they're saying
uh,
that the pollution is so thick that like he's not getting enough sunlight to power
ooh,
himself. But
that could be. That would be an interesting
yeah,
point if it was
that'd
ever
be something to bring up.
mentioned. Yes,
Yeah.
it was never mentioned. Never mentioned. At no
Yep.
point does Superboy go, "Wait, why is this Earth me not superpowered? Or
Yeah, because
why
he
is he
has to
acting
be
like?"
from Krypton, otherwise he wouldn't be
Yeah,
here at all. Like,
correct. Yeah, it's like why? Yeah, yeah. There's so many unanswered questions here.
yeah, it really were.
But
The
Bash is
editors really
laughing.
need to crack down on this one. They're
He's
like, you
like,
got to
ha
make
ha
this make
ha.
sense.
Bash is like, yeah, how do you like that? Even on a whole other world, Clark Kent's a wimpy little coward. Ha ha. He's laughing. And Superboy's like, well, I oughta. But yeah, you can't do
I'm
anything.
just gonna leave you here. I'm glad I brought you to an Earth where the air's so bad you're gonna die like 20 years earlier than you should have.
And but this world's Clark Kent just goes running off. Oh my gosh, but both of you leave me alone. Help. So they go walking down the street. And now there's the angry mob, and they're coming and they got their axes. I like the little there's a little kid with a gun. The
Yeah.
little kid in the front, he's just getting a beat
Yep.
on him. Another little kid with a spear. Looks like Doc Ock is in there with all the arms. Like, see that guy
It's
in
basically like that scene in Anchorman where all the news teams are fighting each other.
they got
Where'd you get a
tridents and
harpoon?
nets. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bash wants to just fight everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Bash is like, I'll fight the whole mob. I don't care.
I'm assuming he's betting on Superman or Superboy to do all the work. Like, oh yeah, I'll take this one kid over here. You take the rest.
And Superboy says, "No, Bash, you get out of here." I like how Superboy's just standing there and they're like cracking him with things. You know, he's just
Yeah.
standing there. He's Superboy. Like, it's not even that's pretty awesome. Uh, then Superboy waits for Bash to like get to safety, and then he just starts punching people. Yeah, get out of here, bang. And,
Yep. That's pretty great. And then he starts grounding
and
up
he,
all their weapons, flying away with them. He throws them like up into the air.
yeah, he says he throws them so hard and far that they're gonna like burn up due to air
Yeah.
friction or something. So yeah.
Or some kid in Nebraska is just going to get a free gun right now and
Yes. So, some kid's enjoying your Christmas. He gets speared by a random spear. Uh, but some old guy, he's leading the charge. He's like, Ron, they developed some new manner of weapon to use against us. The war might well be lost. And Superboy's like, weapon war? What are they talking about? That's a good question, Superboy, because I don't know either. And I read this book. They never
Yeah.
talk about what the war is exactly. Like, so it's just people who don't like Christmas, people who do like Christmas. I don't know. What's the war? No idea why.
Yeah, it is weird that like people are still like banding together in camps, but for what purpose?
Yeah, no idea. So now we cut over to Bash Bashford. He's still running away. He's a big chicken. And but just an unseen person grabs him by the shoulder and yanks him into a doorway.
Yeah.
And now Superboy's flying around. And he's like, it's hard to believe this is really Smallville, any Smallville. The pollution and filth notwithstanding, this Earth is as different from ours as night from day. Um, I guess. I don't know.
We have
It's like a
glass in
burning
our
windows.
windows. Yeah.
Now Superboy sees some other punks or in gas masks are about to jump a guy walking down the street, and
Uh-oh.
Superboy intervenes, but he doesn't realize that it's his own father. How does that possible?
I know, and he's got like X-ray vision. You can see behind that gas mask.
It's not like the gas mask is like it's just covered. It's like basically a COVID mask. You know, you can still
Yeah,
see
yeah,
everything. It's not like you covering their eyes or anything. So
yeah.
yeah, Superboy just blows the people away there with his super breath.
Literally, yeah.
And then Pa Kent says, never mind, stranger, you can explain later. Right now, we better get off the streets before they come back with more men. Well, why were you on the street to begin with there, Pa Kent? He was just strolling away, you know, could have been
Yep.
hurrying him. So he takes Superboy inside. I guess it's an old store he ran or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if in the regular reality he ever owned a store. I mean, Clark says it seems familiar, but
Uh,
then I think you recognize it if this was the same store,
but he didn't even
even if it
recognize
is.
his own father until he took off the
Yeah,
mask. Then he's like,
that's
oh,
true.
great stars, it's Pa. And he's like, no, 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 my name's Kent, Jonathan Kent, not Pa. I don't blame you for being confused, though. This place does that to people. Yeah. So then he
Yeah,
moves a
they're getting
bookshelf.
loopy.
Yeah, it's like you know, the Jews in Nazi Germany. They gotta like move a bookshelf to climb into like a secret
Yeah.
hiding place. So what is this war going on here? You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's why are all these other people ganged up against these people? I don't know. Who just want to stay underground and not get murdered? I don't know.
And Pa Kent says, thank goodness this town still has some decent folks left. A few years ago, we sort of banded together. All we ask is for a better, peaceful world. And people like that mob you saved me from want to kill us for it. Why? We have to meet in secret
Yeah.
places, like my cellar, to be together. Wait. Before that, though, he says, I suppose it wasn't quite as bad when I was a youngster, but the greed and hatred have taken their toll over the years. Violence is the only thing people understand now. A violence that killed my dear wife Martha years ago, leaving me to raise
Ooh.
my boy Clark alone. So greed made the world bad, almost like the greed of commercialism on Christmas. So
Oh.
maybe this is a warning, and maybe everyone should join with Bash to condemn
Yeah, Bash
modern
was on the right
Christmas.
track all along.
Yeah. But when they go down into the cellar there, they hear or Superboy hears them singing Christmas carols, and he's like, "Well, how are they singing Christmas carols if this is a world without Christmas?" And when he gets down there, Bash Bashford is teaching everybody Christmas carols.
Yeah. As a thank you for saving his life when he pussied out early and just ran away.
Yeah, Bash is all happy. He's like, "Hey, whoever thought we'd find decent people on this world? I mean, look at them, hunted and shot down on the streets, and they still want to love their fellow men, all of them." And then they start talking like,
Even Clark? No, no, fuck that kid. I
yeah,
hate him
it's a wimp.
on
Yeah,
any
I don't
earth.
want it.
Yeah.
But then some guy comes down and he's like, everybody run. They've uncovered our sanctuary. The mob is on the way. We've got to hide.
Yeah,
And
this is
Pa
their
Kent
leader.
says, that's their leader. And it
Yeah.
looks like Bash Bashford in with a COVID
Wearing a,
mask,
yep.
but no one can recognize him.
Sure, he sounds just like Bash Bashford, just with a muffled voice, but again, not tipping him off.
And Superboy says, hey, why don't you let me help you? You know, I can just beat the hell out of all of them because I'm Superboy. So
Yeah.
it's not really that big a deal. And their leader says, no, no, we're a peaceful lot. I heard about the
Yeah, you can't go using
violence
your violence.
yes,
Yeah.
you like to perpetrate. So then Superboy comes up with a great idea, though, Jack. What does Superboy do?
He's got a way to help non-violently. And the mob marches in. They're like, "All right, we're gonna get you guys this time." But everyone's gone, and they're so confused. And it turns out Superboy dug them a new cellar, like below the other cellar, with his super speed and super strength.
Yes.
Just kind of did this real quick. Just built them another level that they could hide in.
This mob's going to be even angrier when they find out that he didn't have a building permit to do that.
Yeah.
I want to know why these people are so angry.
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
So he's still talking to their leader, and he's like, "Thanks, but I'm afraid we can't accept your offer unless we can spread the message of peace and brotherhood. Our cause is lost." Hey, what offer did he make? Oh, he just says, "Is
Um,
there anything else I can do for you?"
yeah.
Still, I think your example is going to mark a new drive behind our mission. We'll always remember your contribution, Superboy, and this date when you aided us, December 25th. And
Uh,
so, after
yep.
farewells are exchanged, the visitors from another world take their leave. And yeah, Superboy flies off with Bashford. And Bash is like, "Man, what an experience. But I'm disappointed I never got a chance to meet my duplicate. I was kind of expecting he'd be one of the good guys?" And Superboy says, "Who
Who
knows,
knows,
Bash?"
Bash? Just maybe he is. And we
And
see
we get a
that the
song.
leader was in fact Bashford, as we all could tell.
Yes. Well, I get some dramatic reveal. Like, yes, we could see it
Yeah.
was him right from the start. There
Yep.
wasn't anything surprising there. And then we get a little epilogue here where Clark is back with the Kents. And he's like, "Hi, folks. Gosh, I looked all over the place, but I couldn't find a sign of Bash anywhere. But here comes
Hmm.
Bash dressed as Santa Claus." And he's like, "Ho, ho, ho." He's all got the Christmas spirit again. And everyone's like, "Oh, let's." And Clark, he's like, "Ah, why are you so happy about Christmas or whatever?" And Clark's like, "Who knows, Pete? Let's just enjoy it while it lasts." I don't know.
Wow.
And then next issue, Superboy No More, on sale
Uh-oh.
January 27th.
Those people with the four thumbs found him.
But is that the series gimmick? Like this year, it was Christmas No More, next Superboy No More, and then after that, it'll be.
I can't wait till he goes to a world where it's pants no more.
So there you go, the Superboy. Um, yeah. So let's start there. Let's just talk about Superboy for now.
Okay.
Um, what do you think?
Uh, Boy, this was fun to talk about. I wouldn't say it was a lot of fun to read, and it
Uh,
had a lot of issues and really didn't hold together at all.
yes.
A lot of it was just kind of, the same rehashing of the same, oh, Christmas is commercial and we gotta like Christmas and I gotta find Bash, and it's just kind of all right. None of this is that exciting, but it had a lot of holes.
Yeah, there's just no logical reason for any of this.
Yeah.
It doesn't work at all. And I'm really kind of concerned for Paul Kupperberg that he considers this something he's proud of.
Yes.
That he's reminding people
Yeah.
on his website, "Go read this because I wrote it." No, no, Paul, no, keep that
I would be
quiet.
hiding this, yeah.
Yes, keep that
Yeah.
quiet.
Maybe the other issues of the series were better, I'm hoping.
I did like Kurt Scheffenberger's art just because it's like a simple, like Silver Agey style kind of thing. So it's kind of
Sure.
nice. But
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, but this
It's
story's
inoffensive.
just a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy.
I don't know.
Plus, not
So
to mention, like I said, Bash Bashford's gonna die. Like probably he's got cancer already.
living on that polluted planet for too long. Oh, I forgot to look up the creators for this Dow H for Hero thing.
Yeah, they're trying to hide it? Oh wait, it says
Razakis is the words. We've talked about him before. I can't remember his
yep.
real name. Is it Steve? I can't remember. And then Bender is
I
on
don't know.
pencils. Don't know who Bender is.
Bridwell's on actions. What's that?
I guess that's probably plotting. He probably plotted. Or Zakis did the
Hmm,
words, the scripting. But,
interesting.
don't recognize any of the names, so
Took two writers to do this, huh?
yes.
It's like 5-page story.
It- All right, so Dow H for Hero. This is our first experience with this concept. So the first appearance of this idea was in House of Mystery 156, 1966, created by Dave Wood and Jim Mooney. And that title, Dial H for Hero, is of course a play on Alfred Hitchcock's 1954 film Dial M for Murder.
Ooh. Or the Troy
And
McClure film Dial M for Murderousness.
so the original Dial H for Hero featured Robbie Reed, a teenager in Littleville, Colorado.
Oh
Not
boy, that
Smallville,
sounds yeah.
Littleville. And he probably had a cousin in
DC.
Tinyville. Super Deluxe Smallville. That's amazing. But he falls into a cavern and he finds a mysterious dial, similar to one found on a rotary telephone. It's a handheld
Yep.
little dial. That's all it is. And by dialing HERO, he turned into a
Which how do
random
you do that when you don't
superhero.
have a phone? Like you
Well,
just
it's
have a
like
dial with no numbers on it.
no, they're like symbols on it, and like I guess I think it was like an alien insignias or something, but he assigned them letters or somehow he made them letters. I can't remember.
Oh jeez.
But he would just dial like so it's just like a handheld little rotary dial, and he go H E R spin it around O, and then he turned into a random superhero. Just a random every time it was a different superhero.
It'd be better if this was the 80s and this was one of those little computer things, or it'd be like H. It had a little robot voice. It'd be like HERO. Correct. And then you become a
And
superhero.
so when he was done being a hero, he'd break out his dial and he'd dial OREH, and it returned him back to normal. If he dialed OREO, he turned into a delicious cookie.
And the ad would
But
consume him by the hundreds.
I kind of like the idea that he turns into a different hero every time. Like that's a really stretching the creative you got to come up with something every time, you know.
Yeah.
That is
The hard part about that, which again, this story made no sense, is he just becomes a new hero and immediately knows what they do. He knows what their powers
yes,
are, and
yes. It's just inherent.
that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's bizarre.
But some of his superhero identities included the Squid, Quake Master, King Coil, Hornet Man. I like to see a Hornet
Oh,
Man.
yeah, that'd be
Shadow
great.
Man,
Nice.
Mighty
Now we're getting into Mega Man people territory. There's definitely a Shadow Man. There was a
Mighty.
Blast Hornet.
Oh, so they're just ripping off Dolly H for Hero. I see that. Mighty Moppet. That's probably not his best work.
Huh,
Uh,
no.
King King Candy with a K.
Oh,
Uh, Future Man. Future Man.
nice.
I don't know if you remember Bottle Rocket, one of my favorite movies, directed by Wes Anderson, starring Luke and Owen Wilson. Uh, they're the one brother in that movie. They called him Future Man. That was his nickname, I think. That'd be good. The Human Bullet,
Oh,
Supercharge, the Mole, Mr. Echo, Hypno
wow.
Man, the Cometeer, and the Human Starfish.
I need to read that one.
Human Starfish.
The
All right, so
human starfish.
that feature ran in House of Mystery from issue 156 to 173, ending in 1968. Then in 1981, the idea appeared as a special insert to Legion of Superheroes issue 272. Then it ran in Adventure Comics from issues 479 to 490. And then the New Adventures of Superboy from issue 28 to issue 49. Except now the stars were teenagers Chris King and Victoria Grant. And they
Ooh.
found their dials in a haunted house in New England.
Oh, of course.
And Chris's dial is on like a watch, a wristwatch, and Victoria's is on a necklace. So
Yeah, this was before like the Apple Watch, so it really doesn't make sense that he was dialing numbers on his watch.
that's why you have a rotary phone on your wristwatch. Don't
Yep.
ask questions. But here's an interesting thing though, because they were doing the same gimmick where they turn into different heroes every time, you know. So
Yeah.
DC says this is really hard for us to keep coming up with ideas because we've already used the human starfish. Where can we go from there? We got nothing. So they told their readers, "Hey readers, send us your ideas. And
Nice.
and if we use your idea, we'll give you credit in the book and we'll give you a t-shirt."
Whoa. A
But
Dial H for Hero t-shirt? Because I'd
yes,
say keep it.
exactly right, a Dollar for Hero t-shirt. But we keep the rights to all the characters.
Oh.
So there could have been $1 million idea in here, you know?
Yep. Could have been
Never
the next
know.
Spider-Man somewhere in here. I
Human
mean, the human
starfish.
starfish. I feel like they already used the best one, but
So there you go. Dollar for Hero. Now it went away there for a while, but then it came back. And I think eventually it got to the point where I think maybe in the new 52, they brought it back where it was actually a phone booth you went into and you dialed a number.
that's better. Yeah, than
Yeah,
just a free floating
yeah.
disc, rotary disc.
So there you go. All right, so let's look at this. We get a little narration box at the top, and what's her name? Victoria Grant or whatever. She's a little white girl, blonde hair. And,
Yeah, pigtails.
the other kid's I forget his name now. Chris King. Chris King. He is a little white kid with blonde hair as well. And he
Yeah,
says,
it's kind of orangish. Kind of looks like
Christopher
Rusty
King.
Collins, maybe from X Factor.
Christopher King, Victoria Grant. When these two ordinary teenagers found the mystic dials, they had no idea that they dialed the letter. When they dialed the letters HERO, they would be turned into mighty superheroes. Now you can join them and help our Titanic twosome. Dial H for hero. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
And so we open up. We see a shadowy figure going through a like an office or an apartment of some sort, and he's leaving clues at a say murder. No, it's not a murder scene, right? It's
No,
a
it's just a robbery. He's stealing gold pocket watches. This guy's got a collection of gold pocket watches, and this guy's there stealing, and he's intentionally leaving clues behind. Like he leaves a cigarette butt and a button from a jacket and a contact lens.
contact lens. You really count on
Lucky
these
they
detectives
found
being
that.
good at their jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy hell.
Oh, Columbo did. Remember, Columbo found that contact lens that one time
Yeah,
in,
that's true.
Robert Culp. Oh, he
Yep.
backhanded his wife there. Well, actually, did Columbo find it or did he? I think he was lying, didn't he? And he
It
he tricked Culp into
was a
crawling into the
bluff, yeah.
trunk of the car to look for it. Yeah. Anyway, this book is called Beyond a Shadow of a Doubt, and so
Hmm.
now we cut over, and I guess this is the King household, and what an oddly shaped house that is.
Yeah, it really is. It's like a lightning bolt.
Yes, it's this house. It's like a Mike Brady architecture plan from the Brady Bunch.
Dun, 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 dun.
So yeah, the dad here, Greg King, or yeah, this isn't their house. I'm sorry. This is the scene of the robbery. Okay,
Yeah, they're showing up the
okay,
next
yeah,
day. The cops are here to investigate. And this King, Mr. King, he's like the police detective
yeah, and
who's
he's
here
Chris's
investigating the
King's
crime.
dad. He's
Yeah.
that's his dad. So, okay, yeah, and he's finding all the evidence, and he's like three clues: a cigarette butt, a button with the initials FP on it, and a contact lens. I always make sure every coat I wear has monogram buttons.
Yep, especially when you're committing crimes. It's the best thing to do.
So they're breaking it down, and they're like, "What could all these clues mean?" And the king guy, he's like, "It's from an imported Turkish cigarette, the kind smoked by one man, whose initials just happen to be Frank Perkins." Well, those aren't initials. I mean, that's a full name.
Yeah.
But then, then his partner says, Istanbul Frankie." I would like that to be my new nickname, Istanbul Frankie.
We can call you Istanbul Mikey.
That's pretty good, yeah. And so, like, let's go interview Istanbul Frankie. It's got to be him.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know he wore contacts, unless I missed my guess. He's not wearing this one now.
that's pretty tough to like plant evidence to implicate somebody by first stealing their contact lens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Notice. So we cut over to the King household, and Chris is getting ready for school. I guess he has a brother as well, Gary. He looks like a Gary sitting there, and
Gary King Coleman.
and Chris is saying, "Ah, he's all sad his dad had to leave for work too early in the morning because he wanted to hear the story about his dad. Like he tells him his Al Bundy story of a winning touchdown in the Pilgrim Bowl when he was in
Yeah.
junior high. Scored 4 touchdowns for Polk High." And, I don't know, Chris. I, I don't know, Chris and Gary. Why isn't Gary going to school? I guess
Um,
Chris is just
Maybe it's
walking
like
out.
he's just going for the football game.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
it's like a weekend or something.
That could be. Yeah. All right, so Chris shows up, and his friends are you see Victoria there with her necklace. So she's got her doll there. And there's some guy giving Chris the business. And
Yeah.
they're
He's a great line here where he's like, "Why don't you suck on your socks, Brad?"
and then Chris says, "Don't tell him to do that, Raj. You have to put up with the smell of his feet." I got
Oh,
him
sick
good.
burn.
And there's some other kid there, Nick. And Nick is just sketching his own little superheroes. And
Yeah.
he's like, "My latest brainstorm, a hero team called Rock and Roll. She's
I'm
the
gonna send
move.
this into Dial H for Heroes and see if I can get that t-shirt.
She's the immovable object, and he's the irresistible force." And then there's little Evans box at the bottom. Rock and Roll were created by Steve Talbert from Shelbyville, Indiana.
Shelbyville.
Good job, Steve Talbert. Rock and roll. Yeah. So their bus shows up to pick them up, I guess, to take them to the football game or whatever.
Hmm.
But the bus doesn't have any brakes. It's just rolling right at
Uh-oh.
them. So Victoria and Chris, they leap into action. They dial their little, man, that would take a while to spell out hero. Man, H-E, because that bus has no
Yeah,
brakes.
you
It's like,
feel it. Yeah. Like this would be over by the time you've done all this.
they turn into rock and roll. All right, so Rock, the girl, she's smoking hot brunette and like fishnets and a very low cut shirt, quite a lot of cleavage.
Yeah, she's kind of like
Um,
Zatanna a little bit.
yeah, like Black Canary Zatanna crossover.
Yep.
And then Chris is the role. He's a dork in a purple
Yeah. It's kind of like
leotard.
Rocket Racer from Spider-Man. Remember that kid?
Sadly, I do. Yeah, yeah. He's on
Yeah.
roller skates, and he's
Yep.
got a helmet with a big letter R on the front. We're always big fans when they put the letter of the name on a costume.
Yeah. When you
And
look like this and you're wearing a helmet, I don't know if you want to have the letter R stamped on
and
it.
he's got knee pads and elbow pads. So safety first, even for the hero.
Yep.
And you see these two together, like, what is she doing with that nerd? What is going on there? She is
Aim
way too
higher,
good
honey.
looking. So
So she's like,
Rock,
I'm gonna use my rock powers to stand in front of this bus and I'll stop it real quick.
yeah.
And he's just like, hey, that'll kill everyone inside. Like, I'll rip the bus apart if it just hits you as an immovable object. So I'm gonna use my irresistible force to slow it down, to basically pull against it from behind.
uh, and he even says, only with my luck, the bumper will come off in my hands. Yeah, that's exactly what probably should have happened, but don't worry.
Yeah.
Gotta explain it away. So yeah, he stops the bus before it runs into her. And she's like, "Show off, glory grabber. I wanted to murder everybody on that bus." And the other kids are like, "Look, guys, it's superhero time again in Fairfax." And the one girl's like, "Oh, I just love her outfit. I'd be the rage in school if I had one like it. You get sent home immediately."
Yeah,
He goes,
that
"Yeah,
is not
hang on."
meeting the dress code.
That Nick guy's like, "But I just drew them, you know." And they're like, "Oh, don't worry."
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess
Oh my
that's
gosh,
kind of like,
shut up, Nick.
yeah. But I guess that kind of becomes the gimmick then. Like whatever this Nick guy draws, they become. So
No, he
I
should be
think.
part of the team.
Yeah.
Man in the chair.
So is that just a basic concept now in comics, the man in the
Yeah,
chair?
yeah, pretty much.
All right. But yeah, so they're talking to the police or the bus driver or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, the brakes went out. And
Yeah, and they're like, we don't have any other buses, even though it's a weekend, and I don't know what we're using all the buses for.
he's like, "Well, we got to find a way to get this bus to the Pilgrim Bowl or whatever."
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Uh, so Rock says, "I'll just pick up the bus and carry it because I'm a badass." And again, the role, this guy, he's like, "No, no, no, don't you understand? With you picking up the bus, you'll be too heavy." So
Yeah, I was confused by that
yeah, it didn't make
because
any sense whatsoever.
if she's riding on the bus, how is that any better? Like, she's
Yeah,
still the weight of her and the bus are still there.
yeah, he's like, you'll smash up the street every time you take a step. Yeah, it's not really how that would work at all. I mean, she's,
No.
you know, maybe 150 if we're really giving like a lot of weight to her, but it's not
Yeah,
really
'cause she's
that
a
much.
rock. I mean, maybe she weighs more, but I don't know.
So he's like, you know what, just entertain them or something. He tells them.
Yeah.
So
Because
what
they're
does
like,
she
oh,
do?
she wants to change back to, normal so that she can kind of cover for him and why he's not there while he pulls the bus. But she tries it and it doesn't work. So she's like, oh, it must be because we dialed, together. So we have to undial together, otherwise it won't work. So we have to both
Yeah.
stay superheroes here. So she's gonna stay on the bus while he pulls, the bus forward, and she's gonna take a chunk of gravel. She got a couple pieces of gravel here. I'm gonna squeeze it into one chunk of stone, then I'll mold it into a hippopotamus. Isn't that cool, kids? Don't you like shapes? And he's like, watch, watch. Now I'm going to elongate its legs, pull the head out on a long neck till it becomes a giraffe. And it's got spots on it for some reason that were not there. How did you mold all those spots on
The
there?
amazing thing is, all right, so it's five like thin vertical panels,
Hmm.
uh, making up like the bottom third of the page, and it's a close up of her in each one doing these little, molding the sculpture or whatever. And then in the fifth one, she's just staring like she's so like confident and proud that she just made a
Yep.
giraffe. It is amazing. It is so good. Oh,
Oh,
but I'm pretty sure all you got to do to distract everybody is just stand there in that costume, and everyone will be
yes.
distracted. You don't have to.
Just like lift your arms up, do some stretches.
Yeah, you're fine. So the role comes up with a plan now, and he says, "Okay, what we're going to do is you're going to lift the bus over your head and jump up in the air when I say so."
Also, there's so much traffic that they're never going to get to this thing in time for the football game. But I mean, the brakes being cut really didn't set them back anything. So they would have been late either way. This is not really a super people problem.
So he says, "You pick up the bus and jump in the air. I will run under you so quickly that I will create a
Yes.
vacuum and it will suck you in my wake, and I will pull you along on the traffic. And then you will crash to the ground carrying a bus on your back that while it was too heavy for you to carry, because you'd
Yes.
be smashing up the road. But
You walking would be too much, but landing in the air, that's perfectly fine.
you will not
And
damage
we're
the
doing this
roads
on a
whatsoever.
bridge, a suspension bridge. This is how the beginning of Final Destination 5 started.
That would make a really good movie, yeah. Uh, so they do that plan, and yeah. And he even says, nobody's ever going to call you light on your feet, Rock. Well, this was the same reason why you want to let her carry the bus.
Yeah.
So
Now she
why?
just landed, putting all her weight in that one spot real hard.
And then it's like later that afternoon as Fairfax takes a 20-13 lead on a last minute touchdown by Chris. Oh, Chris scored the winning touchdown. And he's like, sure hope dad's out there watching this. Like father, like son. But his
Yeah.
dad's not there at all. His dad doesn't care about his son's stupid football game.
He's
He's
got to deal with
invest.
this contact lens.
He's got to track down Istanbul Frankie, and but he's just at the office talking on the phone while his partner goes and finds that Istanbul Frankie's actually been in the hospital all week. He was in a car accident, so he could
Yeah.
not
He's been here
have
for
done the
weeks.
crime. Yeah, and he's like, "Oh man, now he could have done it." And so now we see a shadowy figure sitting in a chair, the man in the chair, and he's like, I don't know what he's talking about now, but um, oh wait, is that his
You know,
dad? Is that
he's
yeah,
yeah. But first, the shadowy guy is like, "That's exactly what I wanted. I want the police department will be totally discredited because they followed a lead that didn't pan out." Like,
yeah.
I don't know. That
That's
really doesn't. That doesn't mean
that's
the whole
actually
police force just shuts down now. Oh well, we tried, guys.
that's actually how you conduct an investigation. You follow the
Yeah.
clues, and then when you find out that they don't work, then you start over. You do something else. So
Yep.
yeah, it's
I don't understand how that's completely discredits the police here. But then, yeah, it turns out his secret agent that was planting those things in the crime scene was Mr. King all along.
man, Chris's dad. He can't see Chris score the winning
Uh-oh.
touchdown because he's a filthy criminal. His own dad, a cop.
You think it's him, or is this some kind of shapeshifter,
Uh, Probably.
bullshit? Yeah.
Because the next issue, the Coils car napping caper, and it says Detective King working for the mysterious silhouette. An incredible scheme unfolds next issue. Keep your dialing fingers ready. Yeah, but this silhouette guy,
That's what I'm doing. I'm pretending to dial right now.
he's like an all like a bald guy, and he's like grayish black, and he's wearing a toga for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah. He's about to
And,
shotgun some beers.
and he's sitting with his legs wide apart, even though he's wearing a toga. Come on, man.
Yeah. He wants Dr. King to or Mr. King to like what he
Yeah,
sees, I guess.
yeah, really. Like, look at that last panel. It's basically the recreation of the Basic Instinct
Basic
scene.
instinct, yeah. What are the cops gonna do? Arrest me for smoking?
So there you go. Oh, H for Hero. Can't believe that's the
Yeah.
first time we've ever encountered them. 6 years of the
Uh,
show.
what a low stakes adventure. We gotta stop this bus that everybody already jumped out of the way of. And then we gotta get the bus to a school football game in time. Oh boy.
It was thrilling, and it
Could
made perfect sense.
have used more human starfish.
I just have one word to defend it: giraffe. She was, she was so proud.
She was. Oh, I've got these kids wrapped around my finger with this giraffe.
So just on the absurdity of it, I kind of enjoyed it. It's
Sure, yeah.
yeah, but it's not very good. What about the concept of Dial H for Hero? Like, I kind of like the later concept of a phone booth. You go in and you call both of you.
Yes, I like that so much better. Yeah. Just that you can go to any, maybe you just have a special glove and you just dial on any payphone.
Why?
Because
Yeah,
you have
why
to
are
be,
these? I don't get the whole little dial thing. Like, what are we doing? Like handheld
yeah.
dial? Just I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, that's very strange. I don't know about that.
I do like the bit
Um,
though where they have new heroes every time they like. That's impressive to come up
yeah,
with that many ideas.
that is. And then
Granted,
you're burning through things so quick though. I
yes,
wonder if any of these ever became actual separate
I
heroes or
I
something like
tried to
that.
look through the list because they list them all on like Wikipedia, and I they're all kind of like trash. But there was Victoria turns into a hero named Sunspot who has solar power based powers.
Oh, which came
So
first, her or
I know
Marvel?
because when did Sunspot New Mutants? That was 81, 82?
Yeah, 81, 82. I would say right
All right,
around
so
there.
this was 83. So
Oh, yep.
depending on when she had the Sunspot idea, I guess
I'm guessing it
theoretically.
had to be after this. Yeah.
They did do that insert comic, and they did do some appearances in Action Comics, so that would have been in 81. So it could have been a down to the wire thing, but
Hmm.
yeah, who knows? I would hate to think that Marvel's ripping off Dow for Hero. Come on.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
Aim higher when you're ripping stuff off.
And if you're ripping them off, you gotta rip off the human starfish. That sounds fun.
We've got a guy named the Human Sheriff's Badge.
All right. All right. I'm gonna for the YouTube video, I will look up a picture of the human starfish
Yes, we
and I
need
will put
that.
it in the
That is a
video
must.
right here. So there you go. You can enjoy the human starfish. All right. So what do you think here? But do you like the Dow for Hero concept though?
Minus how stupid it is that
Yeah.
the actual dialing process, and the
If it
fact that
was
they
based on a real
immediately,
phone, if it's based on
yes,
a real phone, I think it works a lot better. So yeah.
yes, I can kind of get behind that. Yeah, yeah, it's unique, kind of like Silverblade, which is like, yeah, this is an
But
interesting idea.
nowadays you could do it, I guess, with just cell phones because back then it kind of
Yeah.
like they wouldn't have been able to do it if it was an actual real phone they had to get to. You know, every time there's trouble, I got to run to that phone and dodge
Now there's just the Hero app.
Yes. They can work Uber and become a superhero at the same time. But
What
so
if
all
like
right.
then they had the app on their old iPad, but then that
Yeah.
iPad stopped
Oh
working,
man, don't
and
remind me. I still haven't found out if I'm a Bitcoin millionaire. That's We're still waiting. We're still waiting.
someday we'll know.
But all right. So anyway, um, all right. So how about we give it one overall rating for the entire issue here? So
Okay.
all things
Um,
considered, what do you think here?
well, all things considered, it was not exactly a fun read, but I had a good time talking about it because of all the terrible, terrible plot holes.
Yeah.
So for that alone, I'll say I'll give it a 6.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
you're you like this 6 times better than Mr. A.
It was definitely more entertaining than Mr. A.
Well, actually, you gave Mr. A a 0. Huh? I thought you gave it a 1, but you gave it a
Yeah.
0. So yeah.
Yeah. There's no times that's ever going to be
Yes.
anything.
I'll give it a 5. I was leaning between 4 and 5. I'll give it a 5 in the spirit of the holidays. So
Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
sure.
one reason why. You know why? Giraffe. That's why. All right. So there it is.
Uh,
That's the holiday season for us. Merry Christmas, everyone. All
Merry
right.
Christmas.
So, Jack, will we in the new year yet, or are we still in December by the time this releases?
This next episode should be coming out the eve of New Year's Eve, like the
Oh,
night
okay.
before.
Ooh.
So,
So I'm sure you picked a New Year's Eve book for us, right? Eve book.
couldn't find one of those, but I figured in the spirit of the new year, I would pick a book that is new to the show and with characters that we have never talked about before. So, I wanted to do for a while. It's been on the list. I don't remember what book we were reading, but maybe it was Flash Maraud or something like that. But there was a an
Okay.
advertisement for something called The Wanderers.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It was like a DC book
Is this
where
the
it's
one in
like the ad was
space?
just like, I think so. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They are very space-based, it seems like. And it's like the Wanderers reborn to solve the greatest mystery, their own murder. I'm like, oh, that's an intriguing concept. So I wanted to do one of
Yes.
those. So I figured we would cut to issue number 5 of The Wanderers, which is where the kind of truth, I guess, gets revealed. So we'll just
Oh,
skip
okay.
the mystery and go right to the end, like you should always do in
Any
mystery books.
any idea what this is probably like 85, 86, somewhere around there?
Yeah, I want to say
87?
87,
Yeah,
uh,
probably 87.
1988.
Oh, 88. How about that? So The Wanderers,
Yeah.
issue 5, 1988. I'm glad you remembered this because I have tried to remember what it was and I could not
Oh.
remember it. Because because I probably would have picked it, but I just gave up because I'm like, I can't remember.
My brain has failed me on this one.
Because I do remember being intrigued when we read that.
Yeah, it sounds like an intriguing
Uh,
concept. We'll see how the execution is, but
All right, The Wanderers, issue 5. That'll be here next week on the big show. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. And leave some comments. Come on, let's get that comment section hopping, right?
yeah.
You can
You guys
suggest
like
some
giraffes?
issues.
What
Yeah.
type of shape, what type of animals would you want a lady to make you out of stone?
Yes. Leave some suggestions in the comments. So until next week, don't get any jank on you.